Uh,
I have, oh my gosh, I have like really old IPs on here
what are we
from
doing
from
here?
from pandemic. I don't know.
Oh, what's a classic server you want to go on?
I wanna.
It's your choice.
Oh my gosh, are there only 347 people playing Mineplex now? That's
Oh,
crazy.
let's increase it to 348.
Wow.
You're going
I'm
in?
gonna I'm gonna make okay. All right, sure.
Oh my god.
I've not played Mineplex in so long. Remember, I used to play so much. What was it? Mind Strike? That was
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh, should
That
you?
was like,
Wait.
should we play Mind Strike?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yum. That would be
Hmm.
horrible. Be some
Uh.
some good juicy content though.
Oh jeez. Oh, there's still players on here. Oh my god. I think I'm lagging.
Should we go? I'm in lobby 7. If you come to
Uh.
me.
Let's see. There's only 11 people in there.
It's so empty. I didn't realize Mineplex was dying.
Oh, kind of.
I mean, I guess
I think it's been on
Hypixel
the
is better.
decline.
Oh, how come I can't? Oh, there we go.
How do I?
Interesting.
I voted in all the polls. I don't want to vote. I have some boxes I can open.
Ooh, you got loot boxes.
I think I just have 16 old loot boxes.
I see you there. Ooh, how come my click is not? Oh, I forgot I reconfigured my controls by accident.
What'd you do?
I was trying to do touchscreen and
Oh
then
my
I
god.
reconfigured controls. It
Oh,
was terrible. It was really
that
terrible.
sounds horrible.
It doesn't work on laptop touchscreen. Oh, I
Okay.
have three. I have three loot boxes. It's
Nice. Join my
crazy.
party. Oh,
Oh, oh, oh. Uh, how do we do this again? Okay,
there you go.
there.
Nice. Okay. What should we do?
Is there anyone playing anything right now? Oh my gosh, there's so few people playing
There's so.
anything.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's so sad.
What's the? I think Hypixel has kind of taken over, right?
I don't know, to be honest, but this is really sad. Like,
Is
what
Hive
are
doing
people even
okay?
playing?
Is Hive okay?
Hive. What is Hive?
You know the Hive MC? Maybe not. Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure.
What's the other server? Shoppo? Is that was it? You remember?
Yeah, no, Shotbo I think died.
No, I know for sure Shoppo died. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Which has the most people? I see 36 in Nano Games.
Oh, there's 0 players in Mind Strike. Let's do it.
Where is this?
Let's play Mind Strike.
Oh, we're in queue now.
Wow, we're in queue. I wonder when we're gonna get in.
Okay, well,
Crazy.
we'll we'll do Nano Games.
Okay, okay.
There was enough room.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my
Wow,
god. Wait.
that's very helpful. Can't
It's not letting me in.
even invest enough in their code. What is this?
I can't even get
Hello?
into the thing. God damn it.
Hello? Okay,
Okay, is
hang
there
on.
another thing that
Do
we can do?
is there mixed arcade? It's
Is
this way
Mixed Arcade
mixed
popular?
arcade.
How many people are
It
in there?
was it's 26.
Okay, that's pretty good.
There's actually people there. It's like somewhat
Okay,
there, you know.
we're searching. Okay.
We're searching for the 2 games of mixed arcade that are going on right now.
Oh wait, is this the map with the parkour? I remember this used to be a parkour I would
It's
always do.
oh, yeah, there's the one
There's like a lava one.
over here. Yeah, and then it's
Yeah, it's this one.
yeah, the desert one. Oh, they added trees. Wow, fancy.
Wow.
Crazy. Alright, hang on.
Oh,
Oh,
you get
this brings back
gems.
memories. This brings back so many memories.
You can't stop, right?
No, you're not allowed to. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm gonna chuck my keyboard off of my laptop. Oh
that'd
no.
be very impressive.
I agree. Oh, did you guys do something with at Richie's house? What was that?
Uh, what did we do? Okay, I think we just hung out. Like, just we went out for
Yeah.
Korean corn dogs,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then we bought some ramune at the H Mart nearby, and there's like, let's drink it somewhere. And then Richie's like, you can stay in my garage, but not my house. So we're just chilling there.
Dang. I mean, Korean corn dogs, can you please describe them to me? What
Uh,
is a Korean?
what's a Korean? Well, it's a type of Asian. So this is a type of
Okay, and then what is a corn dog?
corn dog. It's literally just a hot dog with batter on it.
Okay, so it's a type of Asian hot dog with batter on it.
Basically, and there's like a whole bunch of options.
Okay.
Like, I had the mozzarella one with sweet potato outside. It was basically a French fry.
Huh.
It was
Is
pretty good.
that does that make it Korean or like unhealthy?
I think both. Cause I don't do.
Interesting.
Are there American corn dogs that do that?
Um, I mean, I guess sweet potato isn't as unhealthy. Get out of my face.
Okay, wait. Are we in queue or? Hold on. Can I leave this? How do I leave,
I think you click on the man. Just click.
sir?
Wait.
How do I? Okay. I you usually the parkour. Wait, we're not in queue anymore. Hold on.
Oh,
What the heck?
that would
We've been doing
that
this.
would make that would make
Okay,
sense, I
mixed
guess.
arcade. Okay, yeah. We just sit and talk. No fun allowed.
No, we're not allowed to play
Oh my god, are we the
Minecraft.
only ones in this lobby?
Wait, are you in the lobby? I'm not even there.
No,
It
no, no,
says
no.
it's
Are
open.
we like in this lobby? It's only two of
Oh, oh,
us.
oh, oh, oh. Wait.
Oh my god.
It's so sad.
This is
That
so.
is thing.
What
I'm so
happened?
depressed. I thought I thought this one would
What?
survive. People like this one. But then I don't know what people do on Minecraft anymore. What did people even do?
Survival. You know, like survival multiplayer. That's like the new thing right now, right?
I guess so. Speed runs.
Speedrunning. Yeah.
Uh,
I know mine.
that,
What's his face? Hypixel is doing well.
that's true.
There's like over 60K. I think I saw.
Oh, should we
So
just go on there instead
yeah,
of just wasting our time
I
here?
think so. Okay, so
Uh,
sorry.
dang.
This is so this is
Dang.
so sad. Okay, I'm in Hypixel.
How
Where
come
am I?
my keyboard?
Uh-oh, I don't think I have to down. Oh no, I don't have the extra pack.
Hypixel.net, right?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, there's a lot more options.
What should we do? What to do?
All right, first accept my
Oh,
party invitation.
Bed Wars. There are some people from college who like, because we were bored in quarantine, we actually like played Bed Wars, and like one of them was like so into it. It was so funny.
I mean, Bed
Oh,
Wars is very competitive. I have a friend like that too.
yeah, no, but I mean, like, because we're just having a good time, we're just trying to have a good
Exactly.
time. And then he's like, oh, get, it's like, oh shoot, what are you doing?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Also, I'm sad that Josh is not enjoying this with us.
I
That'd be
know.
amazing.
He's too busy doing adult things.
Yeah, adult things like um chatting with people.
Damn. Can't
I
relate.
could never do that. Yeah, same.
Are you in my party, by the
Who's
way?
relatable anymore? Oh, I should be.
You are? Okay.
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
just make sure. Okay. Okay. What games?
Let's
Skyblock.
do something violent where I can kill you over and over again.
Murder Mystery.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, apparently. Here, why don't... Hold on. I'll be right back. And then just look through the game browser. see what
All
you want.
right, I will. Okay. Ooh, some spicy stuff. Ooh. Hmm, interesting. Murder mystery. One murderer, one detective. Housing.
Alright, I'm back.
What is? What the heck is housing? Let's play housing.
Housing is like it's like you know in Club Penguin your igloo?
Oh, yeah. Is it like creative plot servers?
Let's find out.
It
Uh
probably is. Housing just gives me PTSD from like trying to find housing.
oh god.
But
Did you TP here by the way? Or did you not?
no.
I don't know how to bring you with me. Party.
It says that you can invite people on
How?
that description, but I have no idea.
I don't play this enough.
Let's okay, let's come back. Come back.
Wait, how do I invite you to my lobby?
Uh
Oh my god, why am I so
says
laggy?
hang out with your friends. But what if I don't have any?
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Oh, I
well, that
disconnected by accident. Oopsies. Oh, hold on.
no, the party leader has disconnected. Oh,
Uh,
and
I'm back.
now you rejoined. Wow, and you're friends with me. That's
Oh, we're
crazy.
in the same party too. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. What should we play
Ooh, let's do
then?
build battle.
Wow. Okay, let's do it.
Oh, so it's okay. There's
That's the
team.
one you have to. Oh, team did
Are
one?
you in here?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
There's
possible
only
teammate?
there's only
Oh.
3 of us.
And then that guy, he's gonna be like, you guys want to team with me? Oh. Oh, okay. There's some more people. Oh, it's gonna be sad. What the heck? There's a person named Pinoy. Yeah,
Uh,
oh, yes.
okay, after this we'll do like do you want to do bed wars? I'm so bad at it.
Okay, let's do better.
Yeah, actually, this is
Yeah.
gonna take a while. Let's just like we'll do bed wars right now.
Wait, really?
Hey, you know what? Good.
No, let's.
Already,
What? You quit already? Oh, everyone literally quit.
everyone literally
What?
quit.
Why?
I felt the
Three,
vibes.
2, 1.
Oh, there's a new party system mode.
Ciao, ciao. Where are you,
I'm in bed
please?
wars. Uh,
I am not there with
oh,
you.
doubles?
Why am I not in bed wars with you?
Are you in my party? Should be fine then, right?
I am, but I'm not in that game
I'm not in yet.
with you. Oh, you aren't? Oh,
Oh, no.
there we go.
Are you here?
I'm here, Dad.
Okay, this is doubles. We
Dad.
should be good.
All right, doubles?
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll do good. How do you play this game again?
How oh there's a
There's a
okay,
bed,
okay.
right?
I'll give you a quick rundown. So there's bed, okay? And then you don't want people to destroy your bed because that's rude,
That's
okay?
bad.
Like
Okay.
that's like disassembling their IKEA loft bed that they tried like for 3 hours to assemble, you know?
Got
And
it.
then you have a shop and then you just buy like things
Okay.
and then you kill other people. And then if you destroy their bed, then you make them feel bad because that's what life is all about.
Okay. So with these things, do you buy stuff with it? Ah,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I
You need to
remember.
buy blocks first.
I
Buy blocks.
remember. Wool
Okay.
is really meh, right?
How come I cannot click things in chests? What is this?
That's not good.
This is not okay.
This is not good. All right. Should I be hyper aggressive and go out into the world?
Ah, wait, I can't,
You good,
I,
Noah?
I, I can't,
What do you mean
can't,
you can't?
oh, finally, I purchased, oh, uh-oh, I
They're coming. They're
opened
coming, Noah.
window, I opened Windows Edge.
They're coming. They're
Edge.
here.
Oh, why? Oh, they're building high. You have to build higher than them. Hang on.
Well, I'm just gonna play defensive.
Oh, wait.
Oh, they're here.
Wait, no, no, help me, help me, help me. No. Wait, why did they not have their swords? Ow, I died.
Ow.
Uh-oh.
I got one.
Alright, I
Oh,
reached.
our bed's
Oh
destroyed. Well, destroyed.
no.
Well,
Okay.
uh, well, we play hard defense.
Oh yeah, we're so good at this game.
Okay,
These middle schoolers got nothing on us. We're
okay, to
just
be
like,
fair, uh, you can do a thing, right?
what thing?
Like, you're having trouble. They're here! Ah!
Oh, why are they being annoying?
Let's go.
Stop being annoying.
Uh,
Should I literally cannot buy anything because for some reason when I look in chests, here, take my
they're,
stuff and buy
hold
something.
on.
No, stop. Come back, come back. Come back,
They're
come back, come
here,
back.
Noah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, they're
I'll
here,
take
here.
care of I'll
Defend
take
me.
care of I'll
Defend me,
take
defend
care
me.
of all right.
Okay, there's a sword in the chest for you. Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not defending you.
oh my god. Don't worry. I'm on my way.
Oh, dead.
Go.
Wait, what happened?
I got punched off right away.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, I don't know if this is a good idea.
This was the perfect idea. We're really good at this game. Come on.
Okay,
Come
we
on.
go back to
Come
we
on.
queue again.
Let's do round two.
Round two,
Round
yeah,
round
yeah,
two.
yeah.
Yeah, if I can count. That was round one, right?
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
that
See, we
was
weren't
only
last, so we're not bad.
true. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many spam emails. It's like people in my lab. You know, like in my lab, okay, but for emails, any email that's sent to everyone has to respond to make sure that they like everyone got the message
Really? That
and
sounds
received it.
awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only awful thing is just like waiting for a whole day for the email chain to just stop growing.
That
It's like
sounds
every
awful.
it's, I mean it's not that bad. Once the day is up, then you don't have to worry about it anymore. But then like for that whole day, you're just like wondering why email exists and you just wish that your life was over, you know. But other than that, it's fine. It's totally normal. How come? Okay, there we go.
Where's the wool option? I don't see it.
Well, then why don't you get new
I
glasses?
literally don't. Okay, wait. Screw you, Noah.
Uh,
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna be hyper
wait,
aggressive.
let's go over to that
Go there, go
island,
there, go there, go there. Yeah, go for it.
and then I don't have any more
I
blocks.
go for it.
Oh, this is so fun. Fun.
Okay,
Fun.
okay. Last game was a warm up round.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. This game is another warm-up round,
What
so
do you
that
mean?
when we die, we just feel better about it, you know?
Okay, I'm gonna be
Like,
aggressive and attack this guy.
uh,
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm out of here.
did you die?
Nope, I'm out of here though.
Why?
There's a guy there. Watch out.
Oh, I had iron and gold
They're coming, Noah!
and goodies.
They're
Oh,
coming, they're coming, they're coming.
I don't have any blocks.
Oh!
Oh,
I don't have any blocks.
uh,
That's awkward. Screw you. Yeah, that's right.
oh,
Teabag.
that's our bad. Alright. Oh no, do you have blocks? Do you have blocks? Do you have blocks?
No, no, but there's stuff in the chest.
I don't. Oh, I don't. I'm panicking. Ugh, my back hurts.
I swear to God.
Oh man.
Come on,
Wait, hang
Boomer.
on, hang on.
We
Yeah.
gotta do this. What can you buy
What is
with
that?
diamonds?
Oh, I don't know. Just you buy whatever. Just
Uh,
oh wait, they're coming. They're coming.
they are? Okay. I'm with you.
Oh.
No, it's okay. Easy.
All right.
Teabag.
Epic. We got a diamond, and I don't know what to do with it.
Just,
Sharpened swords.
Ranged. Okay, let's see. Actually, I'm
I
gonna
literally,
upgrade
I literally
our.
cannot take things from
Where's the diamonds?
chests. Why?
You- you-
Is the inventory management different now?
No, I think it's just you. Oh!
Oh, I didn't realize. Oops,
Well, um, no, where are the
that's okay.
diamonds?
I used them to get sharper swords, bro.
Okay. Well, we gotta be aggressive then. Oh,
You mean defensive, right? Because we don't have any
no, we go
respawns anymore.
hyper aggressive. A good
Uh,
offense is is a good defense.
oh, what? You ever play sports before?
No,
Oh, okay, I got 3 diamonds. I'm coming back.
go back.
And can you defend our thingy? The thingy,
What thing?
please.
It's dead.
Please, the thing!
They're
That
here. They're here.
thing!
They're here.
Oh wait, yeah, we don't have to
We don't
defend
have
it
a
anymore.
bed, Noah.
Oh, oh my gosh, he's a hacker.
I think we're just
Yes,
bad, Noah.
he has reach. Yes.
Oh my god.
Do you remember when I posted those like hacker?
What?
It was like on my YouTube channel. I think I archived it because I was really embarrassed. But then I have like hacker report.
Did you?
Help, help! Oh,
Oh, you got out gamer, Noah. I'm about to get out. Oh, never mind. Uh oh, his
God.
friend's here.
Oh,
Get away.
knock him off.
Oh.
Oh, God.
It's okay. That means I
Oh.
sneak over to someone else's base and kill them.
Yeah, just go far away.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, just leave. Oh,
Oh, Aqua's dead. Uh oh. Get away.
aqua bed.
You're coming. Loser.
Oh, dang!
Uh,
Play too much Overwatch. Platinum's got everything now. Oh, yum.
oh, yum. Oh god, more people are
Yum.
coming. It's gonna sneak.
Yum. Yum. This is, oh gosh. They have a golem, so you should watch out.
Oh, you love
Although
that.
the guy is literally standing on the edge, right? Well, actually, they covered their whole bed and ends. Probably can't break it.
No!
Be careful. You're gonna die. Oh, good, good. Oh, okay, never mind.
How do I break this?
Oh, no, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh,
Look, I got a final blow. That's all that matters. Oh, Aqua's dead? Oh, we
true.
beat them.
Dang. Got him.
Uh, alright, round 3.
Okay, sure. That wasn't as bad.
Okay,
That was a
no,
little better.
we
That
weren't
was pretty
destroyed.
good.
We were just really distracted.
Yeah, we're just warming up. Yeah,
Hmm.
second warm up. It's fine.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
obviously.
Oh yeah. Is that guy a dream?
Stream. Where? Where's stream?
See the
Where?
green?
Oh,
Oh
you,
wait, it's
it's
split.
dream.
Who's
Oh,
that pig guy? I don't know who they are.
where's the pig man?
They're not. Oh, there's like 2 of them with like dream SMP skins.
Oh, they're both simping. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, is it
He's.
the one with the crooked eye? Oh wait, no. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it is. It is. It is.
is it?
It is, right?
Which one?
Crooked eye people.
I don't know.
Wait, what does Dream's skin look like? I have no
Sure, wait,
idea.
dream is the green one. Oh, he left, I think.
Green. Oh,
It's the lime green.
he is ashamed. He had like the dream furniture. The one that you showed me that was disgusting.
What do you mean?
The dream furniture,
Oh
right?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you better be sorry.
Okay, no. Okay, this time one of us has to defend it every time.
Okay, I'm going out,
You're
so
going out.
you
Okay.
defend it. I'm getting the groceries.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll protect the house, I guess.
Oh, I do not have enough blocks. Give me more blocks, Mom. There you go.
I don't know
Please.
how to protect this like efficiently. Hold on, let me scout around real quick. And the
Maybe like
enemies? No. Okay, I think we're actually good.
Interesting. Nobody's aggressive towards us this time.
Very surprised. So it means I go aggressive on them now.
All right, I got 2 diamonds.
Red is making
Yammers.
their way somewhere else. Actually, I think we're safe
For now, it seems
for
like.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I protect this? I need gold.
Permanent chainmail. We should get permanent chainmail.
Yeah. How do you get
Get
a new
40.
sword? I think
Also
we
I'm
should get
gonna.
upgrade our iron soon.
Okay. Um. Okay. Also, I
Sure.
need to grab more blocks. It's block time.
Here, there's some wool in the chest if you need that.
Thanks. Oh, I swear they changed how inventory management works.
Did they?
Is it the same for you?
Yeah, same for me.
Am I not on? What the heck is going on?
I don't know.
What is this? Oh,
No say.
are you on 1.17.1?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, then something is weird on my side.
I'm
It's
not
like
too sure. Maybe something with the laptop?
it kind of reminds me of like when Minecraft on the Xbox was around. It's
Really?
like kind of inventory management. It's making me mad.
Oh
It's
god.
like, oh, not I'm not used to this youngin kind of control system. What is this?
Alright. We should go attack the red team if we're attacking anyone. They look lost
Oh,
like we do.
actually, they are at the center and they're getting emeralds.
The red?
So, yeah, they're actually doing pretty well. I am at the center right now getting emeralds.
Oh. You got it, right? You're good?
I believe so. All right, I'm gonna grab a couple more.
How do I open
Couple
inventory? Oh
more.
yeah.
Oh, maybe just one. All right, I have three.
Nice.
3 emeralds.
Oh, well, red's having a tussle over there.
Oh, oh. How many emeralds do we need for things?
I'll buy some more wool for you, Noah. It's in the chest.
Okay,
Can we use the
and
diamonds for something? I'm gonna use them.
invisibility potions. We
I'm
can.
sharpening your swords.
What the? All right, can you use the emeralds? Because I
Yeah,
cannot.
yeah, yeah. Just put them in
My
the chest.
inventory.
Put them in the chest.
Oh, what the heck is this?
I'm gonna buy some endstone real quick. I don't have money. Emeralds. What can we use it for? Can you defend it real quick?
Yeah, I'll be defending.
Emeralds. What are emeralds used for?
I honestly do not know. I got more diamonds though.
Okay.
Diamond.
I think they're used for offensive. Diamond sword. It's for diamond like armor and stuff.
Oh, I see.
I think we need diamonds. If anything.
Okay,
I'll put the emeralds in
I
the chest.
have some diamonds. Um, all right.
Can you upgrade the forge after
Oh, I upgraded
armor?
armor.
I think you should
Oops.
do the forge next.
Okay. Oh, I did.
You did?
Okay.
Okay.
Hang on. Wait. Yes, now I did.
Thank
Okay.
you, because I
Yes.
need more iron. Alright, you go out adventuring good. Good luck. I'll take care of the house.
All right.
I should carry blocks on me. There's some blocks in the chest if you want them. Oh, the
Okay.
splitting thing? What the heck?
Right.
Oh,
What's
that's
going on?
like that's kind of weird. Yeah. Okay. I feel it too.
I'll be going out,
Yeah.
honey.
All right. Come back soon. I miss you.
Ooh.
No one's coming here. All right. Let's get teabag.
That's nice though. Oh,
Oh, they're fighting over there. It's the buff
why are
chick.
you teabagging? Who are you
I'm waiting for
teabagging?
the thing to respawn.
Stop. Oh shoot, there are people here. Stop. Go away. Go away, people.
Ooh, and stone.
Oh, wrong way. People. Oh, no. Don't hurt me, please. I just want to be free. I want to be free.
Nice.
Are there people following me?
Yes. Well, they went to the diamond.
Oh, oops.
Friendly teabag. I'm just upgrading our defenses a little bit. It's a little risky, but
Okay. Oh. Oh.
perfect. Oops. That was too expensive.
Wait. Not enough people are dying.
We can change that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. Let me defend our thing first.
Let's make some more people die.
Ooh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Ooh, so much iron. Okay, I can buy more endstone.
Yum. Alright, I'm gonna upgrade the forge.
Yeah, go.
Also, how much iron? Okay, I'm gonna get permanent chainmail.
Yep. We play the slow and steady game, you know?
Oh yeah, like everyone else.
Yeah, basically. I
There
mean, that
are
means
6 teams left.
we'll be equal to them. Oh, they put water on top. That's smart.
Ooh.
So copy what I see
Is
on
it
the other
though?
side.
Is it though? I mean,
I mean, it
how
blocks from
about?
explosions,
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
right? Oh my god, they are so smart. Wow, some good cookies. The young generation is so nice.
Young generation? Yeah, the old generation always plagiarizes off of the young generation. That's
Yep.
like a known fact.
No, okay. Oh, god damn it. I
Should
misplaced the
we?
water.
Okay. You try placing some blocks temporarily, Evan, and it should
There
fill
we
better.
go. Yeah, this looks
Do you want
annoying.
chainmail armor? You can buy it
Yes.
for yourself with the iron
How
in
much
the
iron is
chest.
it? Thank you.
It's like 2.
Oh, actually, I can buy myself. Actually, I can. You can buy a gold. I have gold on me.
Ooh.
Get iron because you're going out more than I do. I'm an
Is it
introvert.
permanent or is it just
Let me see. I think it's permanent. Yeah, permanent iron.
okay? All right, I'll get that.
I think both of us can get it actually. I'm getting it myself first.
Okay. Oh, is there someone over there? Ooh. Oh no.
All the
There's
grounds.
not.
No, we're fine. No one's attacking us.
Yeah, and I will get better armor. Uh, Clicking too fast? What does that mean? Um, I have no idea. Okay.
Let's go spy on how other people defend their base real quick. Hmm.
Ooh.
I mean, let's go adventuring again. Maybe we need to be the first
I'm
ones.
I'm staying though. I'm staying.
Are you staying?
Oh wait, are you adventuring?
No,
Wait, what are you
I'm not.
doing?
I'm not adventuring.
Okay, I'll go out. I'm going.
You got this.
Bye bye.
Good luck. Gold.
All right, I'm back.
Well, what an adventure.
Oh yeah, there's so much in that. Um, oh gosh. All right, sword
Well,
time.
I can buy more endstone.
Um, haste. Do you care about haste? Regeneration field. Sure.
Not opposed.
Huh, okay. Huh. Huh.
Hmm.
Huh. All right, I'm gonna
Just go conquering right now.
heal. It's time to heal someone.
Yeah. Uh-oh, gray bed was destroyed. No one's at red right now,
No.
right? There's one at red. Oh
I'm
my.
going to pink.
I just have like the classic Minecraft music playing right now. I feel so relaxed.
I do too.
Feels nice not getting killed right away. Uh-oh, gray
Indeed, I
team's been
agree.
eliminated. Oh god, red's good.
Ah!
Are you good? Are you getting attacked?
No! Don't kill me! Ah! I want to. Oh, I'm
Uh-oh.
sad. It's okay. I was adventuring.
Oh, there's so
I
much
lost.
water!
It's kind of. Can you put blocks here? Can you like? Can you not? What is this? Oh, you can't. Oh my
There
god.
you go!
Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
It's called defending the base, Noah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Here, I'll make it even further.
Oh.
It's so bad. Oh, I heard an explosion to our left. Hello? You guys good over there? Oh, is Red making way to Red's making our way towards us.
Oh, okay.
I start defending.
All right.
What's up, Ho? You wanna fight? Wait, do I have enough for a bow? Let's see. Oh, what do we do?
Yeah, they're trying to go over us, and the reason why is because they dropped TNT on you.
Did they?
That, that's what the intense friend I said who plays this game. Uh, he always
Well, they're
says
across right
that's what
now.
they're doing.
They're on Diamond Island.
Yeah, the way that you counter it is you just build a taller tower than them.
All right, so go tower defense. Got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Sorry. Well, you got me. Where'd he go?
Oh, he's okay.
Is he invisible?
Just decided to die.
Is he
No,
invisible?
he
Oh,
decided
he
to
jumped.
die.
You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. Okay.
Um. Uh, hmm.
Keep this on me.
It's very uneventful.
A little bit. I think red's gonna make their way towards us. So you can buy ladders actually. Hold
Oh, true.
on. You can buy
Can
works.
you put the ladders on there?
Yeah. Just watch out for the other team. Oh my god.
Can you use your bow on this guy? This fool?
Is he coming this way? Good luck.
Ah, perfect. Oh yes, yo, let's
Nice. Good kill.
go. Oh, you can't. Okay, interesting. No blocks there.
Alright, we do the same thing. We go even higher.
Nice. Oh, gonna grab some better armor. Ah, yes. Let's go.
That's right, loser. They got the diamonds.
Nah, it's okay.
What's he doing? What's his plan? Yeah, get
I
him.
don't know.
Get him.
Ow, stop it.
Nice.
Yes,
Let's go jump
let's
down and help you.
go.
You can handle it by yourself.
Yeah, I think because I have better armor right now too.
They've been killing people, but they haven't upgraded. Do you have diamonds?
I mean, I have those diamonds.
Nice. You can sharpen our sword even more. Ooh, actually,
Oh,
wait,
wait.
get the diamond sword.
Sure.
Get the diamond.
And
I'll be the
also,
archer.
I might get a pick.
Yeah, yeah. And get an axe too.
Diamond sword, you say?
You buy with 4 emeralds from the shop guy. To the guy on our left.
Ooh.
They're on Diamond Island again. I don't know what his plan is. I don't know what his plan is. He can't attack me, and I can't attack him because I missed. They're both here, by the way.
Oh. They are trying to go for us, but if what can I buy?
Over here. Oh, his friend fell. I have 2 diamonds on me, actually. I'll go back. Here's some more diamonds. Oh, we have 8 diamonds. We can upgrade something, yeah.
Ooh. I'm getting TNT right now.
Okay. I'm gonna get more arrows. Watch out for the people. Hold on. Whoop.
Wow. I feel so young. I feel so lively playing this.
Utility. Emerald, TNT, that TT smart. I might get a fireball. How much is a
Do it. Do it.
thingy? Okay. I'm gonna get a few fireballs. We hold on iron.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go back on high ground just in case they're coming. Diamond spawning in a second. Nice, you got the emerald forge?
We just have too much. We have
Bugger
too
off,
much.
loser. Alright, I'm defending ourselves from red. No one's behind us either, which is super good. Wait, does it spawn iron for emeralds for us?
It should, yeah.
Low chance, but there's still a chance. Nice
I
enough.
believe so.
The arrows mean nothing to me, dude. They're coming. Watch out.
Okay, he's just going for emeralds.
Got him. I
Meanwhile,
hit him. You go aggressive.
yeah, I'm gonna go aggressive on them. Although, wait, I don't have a pick.
I have a pick. I'm going from high ground.
Okay.
Her friend isn't here. Let's go.
Okay, wait, use their bridge. Just use their bridge.
You wanna go? Let's go.
Oh, oops. I fell.
Well, thanks though. I felt it.
Oh no. Okay, I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, well, I gotta buy my stuff again.
Oh, the
We're so bad.
pig.
We're so
What
bad.
about the pig? Oh, wait, how about the pig? Hang on.
Oh,
Where's
I
the
lost
pig?
my bow. Shoot, I'm more salty about the bow.
Tool.
Alright, I'll defend us. In the meantime,
Okay.
just buy your stuff right now. I'll switch off.
Alright.
Ooh, damn, the red's good. Do we need diamonds now?
I think. Oh, I have 7, so
I got 4 from the middle. Give me a second.
dang. Alright, we're getting a lot of resources now.
Nice.
Probably a bit too much.
It's fine,
Because
fine.
I don't know what to do with these.
Buy some blocks. What else can I get? Yes. Okay.
Oh, someone's
Yeah, yeah,
coming.
yeah. Hard, they're rushing,
Uh,
they're rushing, rushing. They're breaking it, they're breaking it. What's his plan? Hold on. I'm gonna go repair it, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
We
I'm
go
gonna go
defensive right now.
over.
Yeah, go for it. I'll play defensive.
Alright. Got him.
Nice. You got this.
Ow! Okay, he knocked me off. I'm sad.
It's okay. You also knocked him off.
Yeah, but I lost a lot of stuff.
I see. It's okay. He's gonna out gamer
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah. Out gamer. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I made the I made it even thicker. Can you watch? I'm gonna buy
Oh,
some stuff.
sure. Oh, they're coming. They're
Okay, okay,
coming.
okay, okay. How
Oh,
are
I
you?
cannot
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to
they're,
him.
they're on my bridge. Caleb, I'm here. That's right, loser. That's right, loser. That's right.
Okay,
Power of
let's
friendship right there.
go. Should we? What the heck? Why did you say that? Oh, go.
Oh god damn it.
Go.
God,
Let's
you got
go.
you got it. You got it. I'll stay here a little bit longer.
Oh no, he knocked me off. Ducky milk, why?
Oh no, Ducky Milk killed you.
Ducky
The
milk.
audacity.
Oh shoot.
He's coming.
I never knew I would die at the hands of Ducky.
Loser. Loser. Hey, I'm going out with you. Let's go. We go hyper aggressive.
Hyper aggressive?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, sure.
Go go go.
Oh,
Go all in.
oh, What the heck are you doing, sir? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I killed a friend.
Oh, ah!
Is he low?
How did I die? Yeah, he's really low.
Got it.
Go get him. Go get him. I was just
No,
bad.
no, I'm getting pounded.
No! Wait, don't die.
I'm gonna
Don't
die,
do it.
Noah. They have too much range. Got one.
No.
I got
Okay,
one.
I'm staying. I'm staying. I'm staying.
Why?
Oh wait,
I
wait.
got one.
How
Noah.
you're not?
Oh,
It, okay, hang on. Hang. Oh, they're both back.
yeah, they're up back. They respawn so quickly.
Yeah.
Permanent shears.
Oh. Ah! I
Coming.
died.
Out of here.
I did the wrong timing. I was gonna knock one of them off.
It's okay. It's okay. Shake it off.
Shake it up. Oh,
Yep.
shake it up.
Yeah, screw it. I'm buying a diamond sword.
Oh, do it. Do it.
How much is TNT? Let me see.
It's like
Gold, right?
four gold.
All right. Oh well,
Do
they have water. It doesn't
it.
really matter, but. All right.
Yeah, the water is so annoying.
See, I told
Maybe
you
we
it's good.
can put blocks on it or something.
They're coming. I don't want to die here. It's great. Oh my god. Got one.
Okay.
I'm gonna die
Should
here
we
now.
keep going?
Yeah, yeah, go
Alright.
for it, go for it. He's low. I'm back out. Because I'm way too low.
Oh, he fell. He fell.
Go,
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 go.
go, go, go.
Attack, 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 attack.
Oh, oh shoot! I was so close.
It's okay, it's okay. I bought an
Oh,
invisibility
oh.
potion, so I'm gonna try go in there.
Alright.
Actually, I'm gonna leave my diamond sword in the chest. Okay.
Oh shoot! I was so close to killing him.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dying inside.
All right. Are they back? Let me see. Going in. I don't know if they see my armor or not. What?
Oh, oops. That was ours. Ha.
Haha.
Oh. Ow, ducky milk. That's not nice. Stop it. Stop it.
They're registered too.
Oh. Oh.
Kill
I
them.
guess. Oh.
Try kill him. Try kill him. So someone else is coming by the way.
Oh, nice. I killed him.
No, another guy's in the middle. Be careful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So their red team is dead. It's just two other teams.
Okay.
All right, just gonna buy everything, upgrades. I think.
Is that white team? Yeah, they have
Yeah.
their beds still.
Oh god.
Ow. I died.
Did you?
Yeah.
Uh, ha ha
Wait,
ha.
just go to their bed. You have to go to
How am I supposed to get there?
yeah. You just
Oh
do
god,
it.
they're here.
Just knock
Alright,
him off. Wait, he's
I have to gamer him.
knock him off.
What the heck?
Oh, oops.
There's two of
Bye.
them. No! We did so
No.
well. We got
No.
third.
I was just being dumb and
Oh,
then
I did not know they were there.
yeah.
Ah, dang it. Damn, he made through the end stone super quickly.
Really? Yeah, well
Yeah.
I mean I didn't notice.
Oh, you didn't notice? Oh,
Yeah.
it's okay.
I was being dumb.
Ah, you know what? I'll take a third for whatever, you know? I'll take it.
I will take it as well. That's fine with
Alright.
me.
Do you want to do another mini game?
Yeah, let's do something else. This is too much big brain.
Too stressful.
Too much
I want something
stress.
that
I
doesn't
want to
use
wind
brain
down.
power.
I just want to like yeah, I want brain slop. I want
Okay. We can
sloppy
just do
brain.
arcade games for a
Sure.
little bit, and that should be good. That seems chill, right?
Oh, yum. Yes.
Okay.
That'd be
Is
nice.
there one for mixed arcade?
Mixed arcade.
Yeah, like is there like a mix section? Because looks like it's just.
That sounds so weird. Is there like a mixed section? Is there?
No, I don't like this.
No, it's called arcade games. Arcade
Yeah,
games.
but I'm in the server, but there's like only individual. I can't find the queue for like like the general. Here, which lobby are you?
Mm, I am
I'll join you.
which
The Nether Star. Click the Nether Star.
I can't tell which lobby I am.
Oh wait. Can you
Yeah.
go to the far right?
Oh, 54, 54, 54.
54 in arcade
Yeah.
games?
Oh no, I'm in like the general lobby.
Oh, you're in general lobby. Oh, I'm in the arcade game lobby.
Oh, should I
Yeah, just jump. Come here.
um how do I do that?
The
Oh,
compass.
arcade. Are we still in the same party?
Uh,
Party.
yes,
Hmm.
we should be the same party.
Hmm.
Where is it? I don't know where it is.
Ah, let me off the carpet.
How do you queue
Oh,
for arcade? Ah, so boomery.
arcade. Mom, I want to play arcade.
Actually,
How come you can't queue?
is there? There has to be a queue, right? Just for like mixed arcade.
It should be. You
Uh,
can't do parties,
where is it? What do you
or
mean?
or maybe wait, capture the rule. Yeah, I have no idea. Sorry.
Let me Google it. Hi, Pixel.
No, that is. Oh, we're so old. Why? What is this?
uh, I'm trying to look
Oh,
through real quick. Where's mixed arcade? I don't understand. Oh god. Okay. Out of all the games, which one do you want to play?
out of all games, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, creeper attack. It sounds creepy. It sounds
Okay.
bad.
Okay,
Sounds
no.
like a horrible concept.
Okay, are we in?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, we
in
should
a
do
game.
Quake.
What is Quake?
It's the
What
thing
is
where you
that?
right click and it's the insta kill. You just run around.
I did not know what
Okay,
that is.
okay. Well, I don't know if Quake is in here, but what is this?
Uh, oh, I guess it's a team-based
Oh,
tower
team-based,
defense game.
boring.
Oh
Okay, I
yes,
assume this is like tower defense. We're just
it
defending
looks like
Mr.
it. Yeah.
Villager. Okay, yeah. Has the potential. Wait, do we get the money?
Wow. Intriguing.
Everyone just killed everything.
Wait, you can trade with Mr. Villager.
Yeah.
And everything costs way too much money. It makes me sad.
The modern world.
Wow. Cost of living, it just keeps going up, you know?
Yep. Very sad. Oh, look, it has like the slime thingy, so you know they're coming around.
What the heck? Why? This is like, there's only one that's, it's like,
Bro.
what is this?
Those are zombies we can kill. There's just
I
one
don't
guy
know.
always attacking the spawn.
Yeah,
Oh, they are getting beefier though.
I guess so,
No,
but
they're getting stronger. They're definitely getting stronger.
mm, I don't know, Brandon. This game's too easy.
It's
It's
round 4
definitely
or
not because
5.
we're just on wave 5.
Oh my god. We help in the middle. Oh my god.
Oh, there's, oh.
He's harassing me.
I was just doing the creepers. Oops.
Do I respawn? I do. I lost my money. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy is beefy. Oh my god, it's not dead yet. Oh my god.
Oh, there's zombies now too? What is...
Wait, there's always been zombies. It's just easy to kill.
Oh, I guess the creepers are the important
The
ones
creepers are the
to
most
actually
important, but
kill
I think
the
the iron golems are
creepers.
second, obviously. Oh god, this creeper.
Yeah, the other things just kill the players. Oh, I understand now.
Oh my god, this game is so
I
good.
understand. It's like, it's so bad.
What do you mean? This is a very clever and original game mode.
Wow. Who would have thought that tower defense is, like, interesting? It's not like mobile game developers make crappy games all the time that they
What are you
tower defense.
talking about?
What? Oh, oops.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Oh
You
god.
know, if you're worried about something, Brandon, you know, just
Just
don't worry
don't.
about it.
Just
Yeah,
don't.
just don't. It's easy. You have depression? Just don't.
Just don't. Just be happy. Get over it.
Just be
Grow up.
happy. No more choice.
I'm gonna die again. This is karma.
Oh, don't do that. Don't grow up, Brandon.
Grow up.
Grow
Depression
up.
it's just a phase. You'll get
Depression,
over it.
it's just a phase. Thank God.
Oh, there's so much blood. Oh my. There's more blood than
You have
Overwatch.
anxiety and panic attacks? Well, just get better.
Dude. Come on. It's not manly.
Oh, a powered creeper. Wow, I'm so scared.
Well, it's making its way here.
Wow, it's
Here's a
like
power creeper.
so
He's about to die.
strong. It's so strong.
Strong. Oh, it's still alive? That was
Oh,
dead.
really? Oh, dang.
Damn, he started for a lot longer than I thought it would be.
I need to buy armor.
Me too. I'm waiting. I need like 10 more. What's the mod? Oh god,
Armor.
not again. Someone's getting harassed right now. Where's the power creeper actually?
Is this like an endless thing?
I think so. I think it's endless.
Oh, really?
Until you lose. Oh my god, this
I don't
the iron
think we're
golem.
gonna lose.
Why is the iron golem after me? Help me, Noah.
Why is it so fast?
Is it
dude?
chasing
It's
me?
like,
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
god.
literally right behind you.
Ah!
Do you respawn?
Yeah, you respawn but you lose money. That's really it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a little frustrating, but it's okay.
Oh, there are blazes now. Wow,
Great.
fun. Just what I needed on a Friday evening.
Yeah. I don't know it's afternoon anymore.
It
Oh
is.
my god,
Oh
these
my gosh, Pigman. Get out of here.
Guys, six
Dirty
armor.
Pigman.
Jesus Christ. Is there a way to upgrade your sword or no? There is.
Yes, 600.
600. God damn it. This is a pretty chill round. I guess. Never mind. The blazes are here.
What are you talking about? Blaze is easy.
There are 2 creepers here in 1 lane. That's crazy. There's so many particle effects. Oh god, this guy.
Ooh,
Ooh, a little close.
that was a little
Sheesh.
bit close. It's scary. Oh, there's not a skeleton? Oh, there is a skeleton.
Yeah, they're always skeletons. I'm gonna kill the blazes. They're super annoying.
I did not know they were always skeletons.
Did you not?
Yeah, that's
that means you
thank
weren't getting
you.
harassed by them, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh god, we help. Oh god,
Oh, please.
get the powered one first. Actually, get the closer one. Nice, huge,
Nice. Easy.
easy. What round are we on?
Easy money. 13. Now we're on 14.
Okay.
Die! My gosh, it's like everyone's not.
There's
What
so
the
much
heck
blood.
is
Oh
this?
my god.
What the? This game got violent. I am going to report this to the authorities.
You report to Mojang to get it banned. Oh
I'm
no.
going to ban this game because it is
Why? Okay, he's not.
I don't
Wait.
want my child to play this.
It's too violent.
It has too many gory side effects.
Yeah.
Or
Red particles?
particle effects.
Not in my game.
Not in my Catholic server.
Oh. Achievement.
Yeah, achievement.
Apparently.
Why didn't I get an achievement?
I don't know. I just built it for him.
That's right. Brandon built it.
No other explanation.
Of course not.
Oh no, the creeper,
Oh,
the creeper,
wait.
the creeper, the creeper, the creeper.
Oh, wow, it
No!
actually did
You're
it.
doing so well. Me too.
Rip.
Goo goo too.
What kind of name is that?
I don't know.
The worst. That's like the worst gaming.
What, do you not want to be known as Goo Goo too?
Yeah, I want to be baby noises. My name. I'm gonna go to the name change off. Become like baby
Goo Goo
noises.
Guillermo.
Goo 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 goo. Goo goo.
Oh, there's a creeper that's not been hit yet. Oh god. Come on, boys. Diamond armor. I'm going for diamond armor after this.
Yawn. This is too easy.
Oh, yeah, it's not like we lost a little bit of health already.
Like 10%. That's fine. The top 10% makes most money in the game. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. There's some creepers here that need to be dealt with. Oh my god, they grew up. I'm gonna die. Thank you. Thank you. Get him. Okay. There's creepers.
Let's go.
Alright, Pound Town, let's go. I need to turn off my particles. No!
Oh, again? Why are they bad?
Is there a heal anywhere? creeper on me. No.
Dang. Why are people not distributing the creepers properly?
No. Wait, am I still in iron? Oh, it's permanent. Thank God. Help our friend out. Yeah, let's go prioritize creepers now. We must get this creeper. Nice. Killed that guy.
Oh, that golem though.
Oh, he's chasing our friend. No, get away from him.
Oh, it's chasing Goo Goo.
Oh no, save Gugu.
It's chasing Goo Goo.
Alright, I'm gonna kill this. Oh
Watch
my god,
out,
I'm
Goo
gonna
Goo.
die.
Watch out. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh no. Oh, come. Oh, this is too much. This is unwarranted.
They do so much damage.
Oh no.
I'm gonna die. No!
Oh.
Dang it. Uh-oh.
This is when we all die.
Oh no. No. Oh no.
Oh. Okay, it's starting to get to that time.
Ha ha ha. Can you make it around at least around 20? Oh, around 22. We're good. Stupid baby pigman.
Sorry, I had
I'm
to.
trying to kill this charge creeper right now.
Oh, don't die.
Thank you. Help me. He's so low. No, I died. Time. Oh god.
There's an actual regular creeper behind it.
Yeah, there we go. I need to get away from it. Oh my god.
Hey.
What is happening?
Well, 10%.
Well, we survived.
Hmm.
Okay. Screw you, baby. Sorry, two-shot. Damn, oh my gosh. Instantly dies to these creepers.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot. What the heck is this? Come on. Come on.
It's killing us so much. Oh, it blazes. Oh my god.
Wait, how? How did we?
Oh, we're gamers.
Oh, that's right.
There's one creeper that's no one on it.
Oh shoot.
Where's our creeper?
I died.
I'm with a creeper right now. I can't see anything. No. I think we got it.
Oh no! That was crazy.
Alright. This is too much for me.
Yeah, that was. That was alright. Oh, you put GG.
Look, hey, let's play a different game. One more game.
Oh, one more game? Different one?
Different game. Not this one.
Okay.
Anything in arcade?
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you leave?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the bed.
Okay.
You wanna play football?
No. I do not want to play football. Excuse you.
Oh, man. What's hole in the wall?
Oh, hole in the wall. That was. Wait, did they cop that from Noxcrew?
Oh my god, did they? Wait,
They
what do you
did.
do?
Oh, they did. You have
Pull
to
levers and
stand in
confirm.
the right hole in the wall.
What? Oh, you build it.
Oh, oh.
Okay. I kind of like this.
Um,
So basically, you place the blocks and then you press the lever to confirm it.
okay, I see.
Oh my god, it's getting a little fast for me.
Oh, so you just go, you can press it whenever then.
Yep. To this music though. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Alright.
What the heck? Oh, shoot. Oh, these games, they're so stressful.
They play a non-stressful game after this for a little bit.
Yeah, because otherwise my brain's gonna die.
My brain's
Oh,
gonna die after this too.
oh shoot. Oh shoot. Also, my roommates are now asleep.
Okay. Yeah. This has been last game, I think. I'll let you go to sleep.
Oh shoot, what the heck is this? What? Hello? Excuse me? No, please? Oh my gosh, that was really close. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot,
You
shoot.
sound so
Shoot,
stressed.
shoot, shoot. Shoot. Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, I was so close to dying. Oh, what do you mean stage ends?
No!
What?
Oh, who won? Oh, we're first and second.
What? That's
Crazy. Wait,
Oh,
welcome to the finals. Hello.
oh, it's just us three, I guess. Yeah,
God. Is the wall bigger? Oh my god.
I guess so. Oh, oh,
What is this shape?
what? Are we supposed to just do the holes? I'm confused. Oh, shoot. Hang on.
Oh, I
Oh,
messed up already.
no.
Oh god.
I see. Alright.
I messed up big time.
Actually, the music is pretty good.
Very good. For Minecraft too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. That was rude.
Oh my god, we can't reach this one.
Shoot. Is that good? Yeah. Oh, shoot. I messed that one up. Oh, I'm still third. I'm not doing them properly. Oh my gosh, you guys are... Brandon, you better win.
We're trying. Oh no. Oh, I can't finish this one.
Oh, oh you what? Dang!
Oh man. Ooh, that was
Dang.
stress.
Yeah, the bigger one kind of
Oh my god, the bigger one was so bad. Sweet. Alright,
dang.
I'm done. I go to sleep.
I'm done as well. That was interesting
That
though.
was
That was
fun.
actually, yeah, that was alright.
Okay.
We're just gonna play Minecraft from now on.
Until you fix it.
Yeah, I'll try to fix it tomorrow.
Okay. If message me if you can fix it too. Alright, I can try to help out too.
Okay,
Alright. Good
thank
night.
you. Good night. Post the video.